Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Sleepy Celestial. So guys, let's get right into this. So I said this before, I am so excited for this rollout of the Cowboy Carter Part 2. And you guys gonna be asking me, what the hell am I talking about? I thought we in Act 3. Listen, there's one thing I've learned over the years. Beyonce doesn't do anything random. What if I told you guys Act 3 might be in the fall, winter? Act 2, there's something very special about Act 2. After revisiting it, I took a couple of weeks, and this is why I did not post, because it's good to get information. One thing I have discovered is this. So remember when Beyonce was releasing Act 2? And Act 2, out of the lineup so far, Act 2 had the longest, you could say the longest track so far, with a total, you could say a total of 32 or even, 31 or 32 tracks, if you think about it. But Sweet Honey Bucket is 3 songs, and then Amen is the closeout, right? But you could count it as 30 tracks. And then upon me researching even more, and I literally sat there and watched the start to end of the Cowboy Carter. There are so many things that we were missing before that I am going to put in order. So episode 8 is a long video. And the reason why it's a long video is I have to break things down for you guys to understand what is about to happen at this Met Gala. Recently, Beyonce opened up, I guess officially open launch of a more expansion of her hair care and her new Sacred Care things, right? A lot of people were indicating that she was pregnant, but I'm telling everybody that my godmother is still snatched from Cowboy Carter. There's no way that she is pregnant right now. And she looks even more full than before. Normally when Beyonce get off tour, she tends to go back to her regular plump, beautiful self. She has a regimen of routine that she do before she goes on tour. Upon more research, I'm like, oh shit, I did not realize that. So when the Beyonce Bowl was happening, and we discovered that she did announce a tour, there was a logo behind the Beyonce Bowl. It's literally 2 horses going on opposite way, or it was along each other. What if I told you she's gonna open up the second part of Cowboy Carter? The fact that we haven't seen that many things of the let's say Act 3 or something. What if just similarly to how she used to do her rollouts, like Sasha Fierce and the Beyonce album in the past, where it's 2 albums in one, which will make it more interesting. But a little bit of Act 3 will be in the second part of Cowboy Carter. That's why we saw the 4 horses. When she was performing at the Beyonce Bowl, it was 4 different acts, indicating Act 2 is still not over, and there is a second half to Act 2, which will usher in Act 3. Now, researching even more, the horse that Beyonce is sitting on Act 2 is a Zeppelin, something Zeppelin. that horse breed start off black and turns white, or vice versa, indicating as this horse start galloping and running, I think we might get a visual of the horse shedding itself into a black horse. And the Beyonce art book indicates that. There's a part of the small teaser where she was holding the American flag, and it was like, right? And you could see that Beyonce literally went through the whole process, right? She went through the whole process, and you literally see the horse going from black to white, or from white to black, and that will indicate the continuation of Cowboy Carter. Because I've been looking at the cover of Cowboy Carter. It's so how would I say, it's so mysteriously good how she is hitting all of these detail into this thing. And there's a part in Renaissance, it mentioned that there are no UFOs, and we've been hearing this beep to every start of an act. At the end of Summer Renaissance, we got the same beep closing out Renaissance, and then kicking off Cowboy Carter. Now, since we know Cowboy Carter was first, it ended with the Amen kicking off I'm That Girl. And the showcase of the Sacred show that Beyonce did, and you could see that there was a lot of there's a part on, I forgot which song she did with Travis, I think it's Travis Scott. It's the dystopio, when she says statues in the left room can't join the dress code, right? All of these people standing there looks like statues, right? Even though it was a Sacred show, everybody looked like it was like a statue. The fact that Tina and Kelly was there, and it shows a lot that's about to happen. And then there's a scene Beyonce was taking pictures with all of the hair care people that was at her show, and I like how she's so funny with her personality. And the fact that she spoke, she said that this hair care thing took a lot to put together, and that she is happy with the results. And you could see there's been a lot of, the way she did the rollout for her hair care is very old school, and the importance of her launching this hair care and the Sacred production is very cool to see, and I'm very proud of her doing that. And I'm also proud of the Riri Navy, because Rihanna also did her whole Fenty care, and I like that they're all making sure that this thing is going to be more bigger than we expect. And the different pose and stuff that she did for this hair care was pretty cool. And I think from this part, and then this part right here, this part is the part that's gonna make you guys question everything that you guys have seen. If you guys are looking at this, Beyonce is 4 different boxes indicating the 4 different acts of this trilogy. And I believe the last one is Echoville, which is the combination visuals. But Act 2, we're still in Act 2. Act 2 has 2 parts. And then Act 3 will be its own separate thing. And if you could see the Sacred bottles, they look different. There's 2 of them that looks different here. And then Beyonce did a commercial right back to when she did the 2013 Super Bowl, where she was staring at herself into different realities, right? And she's redoing that with this post. Everything this woman do, she referenced herself, and I think that's an amazing thing. This is going to be insane, and I will give you guys more information of what I have also gathered with the changing of the Zeppelin horse and the connection to Act 3 and how big the catalog of Act 3 is going to be. If we thought Act 2 was long, I can't wait to tell you how long Act 3 is going to be and how those two will be incorporated into when she goes on tour. How she's going to bring Act 1 and Act 2 into it. But that is enough said. I will see you guys for the next part of this video, because like I said, you guys are in for a crazy ride for episode 8, and I cannot wait to share more with you guys. And I will give you guys the monthly updates of the month of April to May. Okay, so thank you guys so much for waiting, but we are finally back. I'm making sure we get a lot of things covered this time. So I'll see you guys soon. Please. And like I said, welcome to part 3 of this video. Like I said, I keep telling you guys, this post on her website is very misleading. And like I said, I will give you guys more context of the 2013 commercial that she did. I find that pretty cool, and that this might be the kickoff to what we might get. We might get something next year, like like, I don't think she do things twice, but Met Gala has a lot of history, and two of the things that I discovered, one of the king of, I guess, rock and roll, Muddy Waters, right? A lot of people think it's Elvis, but it's actually Mr. Muddy Waters, and he died on May 4th. And May 4th is also the kickoff of the Met Gala. So, and we could see Muddy Waters in the background during the Cowboy Carter tour. He was part of the interludes with Little Richard, Tina Turner, and Beyonce also had Elvis on there as well. So she is paying homage to a lot of history of the rock and roll and the black reclamation throughout this entire era. Like I said before, I think Act 3 is gonna be at least close to 40 tracks. Now, I'm not sure how we're gonna listen to all 40, but I'm telling you guys right now, Act 3 is gonna be such a banger. This might be the longest tour that she might have. The reason why I say this is Act 1 was 56 shows. Act 2 was just in the States, and then 3 of them outside of the States, outside of the US. London, Paris, and I forgot which other place that she went. I think Act 3 is gonna be so big. I'm not sure if it's gonna last 2 years or if it's gonna last up to like a year of touring. I'm not sure, but I know that based on the GQ interview that Jay-Z made, we already know that 6 Inch Heels is going to be included. Now, Jay-Z also said that he pulled Blue off because he didn't want her to be singing 6 Inch Heels. But we already got hints that there's a lot of songs that she did not use that was part of Lemonade that she did not put into Act 3. Don't Hurt Yourself was definitely not on there. 6 Inch Heels was not on there. There's a lot of places that was not on there. But like I said, a lot of people already indicating there will be 3 singles for Act 3. But I think there's going to be a twist. We might get 4 singles. And you guys going to be like, huh? And that goes back to what I said before. Act 2 is still not over. We might get a bridge from Act 2 to Act 3. Because still right now, Act 2 fits right first, and then Act 1 fits into Renaissance. And there's a interlude parts that mention there's no UFOs, there's only her that's creating these imaginary spaces. Those imaginary spaces has transformed into Echoville, and that even the Christmas launch was just a ploy for us to not remember that there's different elements, different how would I say? There was a part in Cowboy Carter where when she was going to the Renaissance portion, each time she accomplished something, it turns to gold. With the pose of her doing the country stand, that was Act 2. And then we saw her with the Beyonce flag of the Chardonnay, turns gold. So each of the things she accomplished turns gold. Now moving to the next segment, which is the portion of her standing in the middle of the myths. That part will indicate the kickoff of Act 3. But that is enough said. I'll see you guys for episode 9. Bye bye.